Are we trapped in a matrix? My people, welcome again. It's Skywalker here. And I want to address this question that I'm just being reminded that I was supposed to address. This is not going to be a long video, just a few lines, and then I'm out. What I think about this matrix, or do I believe in a matrix? Are we trapped in this matrix? Firstly, I want to tell you this. Something that is transcendent of the other cannot be contained by what it transcends. If there was a matrix, that matrix would be more or less insignificant unless that matrix was our thought itself. You see, what we are, generic consciousness, beings that come from generic consciousness, like humans, cannot be trapped in anything except itself. It cannot be trapped unless it is trapped in its own mind or its own conceptions. So, for example, you can probably say you cannot do much in terms of the physical, but you can do absolutely greatly with mind. Even if you're sleeping, you can travel the world, but when you're awake, you probably think you cannot do that because you're a physical being now. And I can tell you this. In your mind, you can imagine that you're soaring and you're a butterfly, you're flying, and now you are on the moon. And you can see yourself, and you can be now on the moon. You have directed your consciousness to that sphere. There's nothing to stop or trap you, but in the physical sphere, there's always something that can stop you. So let's say that matrix was a battle, and you are trapped inside the battle. It's the carcass is covered. If you are generic consciousness, you see, you could take away the importance from physical matter for a moment and think about generic consciousness, which was, if there was a matrix, that matrix has to be subject to what was, what is. You know, it has to be subject to what it is created of. So, say there was a battle and you're trapped in that battle, and in mind you think that this battle is not you may be feel like you're claustrophobic, you don't want to stay in the battle. Just imagine what I'm telling you now. So you're in that battle and you're trapped. Focus your thought outside of the battle because you're claustrophobic in the battle, and tell me what you see. Change your perspective to outside of the battle and see the things around the battle. There's wide open spaces. So no, you're not trapped anymore. This is the only magic. Generic consciousness. There is no other magic, and this magic is unlimited. So there might be some grounds to people saying that humans can be trapped, but the very fact that we say human is proving that people are just mostly trapped by their own definitions or in their mind. But when you take the autonomy of self, or you secure the autonomy of self, you should be good to go. The matrix will be subject to you and not you to the matrix. One of the things that cause people to always embrace the fearful is fear itself. You know, you expect something to fear. You expect something to be superior. You expect something to fear, for you to fear, and you expect a supreme force that is higher than you, because you have observed the fact that generic consciousness is you, as whatever you can imagine that is the greatest in the entire universe. And you cannot mathematically um, prove why. Just let me see, let me kind of um, calibrate my mind a bit, and try to get this start to you. Go on a football field, go to wide or open spaces with your mind. Go on a football field, you're standing up in the middle of a football field, right? You are the only one there. It's just you and the field and the stand. There's nothing in that place that is larger than you. It's larger than your body, but it's not larger than you. Your mind can project to the farthest stand, and just like that, as above, so below. There is nothing conceivable in the universe but the all that you can mathematically prove is greater than you are. You can say, you can prove. Remember, we are coming down to spirit. When we come down to the generic consciousness, we have already come down to the infinite spirit, the infinite being. There is nothing that can be greater or more infinite than that consciousness, the generic consciousness, at its minutest degree and at its most humongous degree. It is just that consciousness. It cannot be bigger. It cannot be smaller. The only thing that is large or small is superficial. So the Almighty is just as big as you, and you are just as small as the Almighty is. Because it's just that generic thought. It's not a stadium. It's not a battle. It's not a matrix. It's not a pants. It's not a shirt. It's not a body. It's not that guy over there who is a serpent, who is so smart that he can trap you in a matrix. It's just generic consciousness, and there is nothing else. Think about the tiniest dot, and that's infinity. And think about the universe, and that's just the same infinity. It's nothing else. Everything else is just perception. So we can stay wherever we want, and we can chop ourselves by definition. But wherever we are, the generic consciousness is, and we can create our place there. We can create our heaven, and we can create our hell, whatever we want. But we can move from one place to the other also whenever we want. We put ourselves in circumstances because of what we felt we needed at the time, when we decide, say, oh, I'm going to the earth for this experience, and I'm going there with forgetfulness. So because we are in forgetfulness, we have no sense of our power, and we feel subject to someone who we think is greater and has this wonderfully great power, and can put you in a box or a battle or a matrix. No one can put you in a matrix. So I finish by repeating this, my friend. That which is transcendent of a thing cannot be contained by that which it transcends. Thank you for hearing me out. Now like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video that will be talking about the demon spells and the passive and objective mindsets. Peace out.